are on the same walk that we did the other day. Less Mardy this time from me because I'm better.
Makes my life easier.
However, the last one was very uneventful, so we've just basically scrambled up the mountain as fast as we could because I ended up seeing a black snake. You didn't see it, did you?
No, I went back to have a look, but I couldn't see it. Try and see if I could identify what it was, but
after some Googling, I think it turns out it was an asp viper, which he was black and about 1 meter in length. And it turns out they're actually poisonous, so we have pegged it up to the very top now, and we're quite out of breath. Well, me more than you.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then yeah, so we're just going to keep our eye out now for more snakes because it scared us a little bit to just know they're around here. So
it's just one of the things as well, that the fact that we're in the middle of woods, sort of in the middle of nowhere. If we did get bit, where do we go? Which is the nearest hospital? How long do we have? If it is that kind of snake that we assume it is.
And Bowie as well, if he gets bit, like, he doesn't stand a chance.
Finding the nearest vet or even take him to the human hospital, I don't know. It's just get some emergency service really quick, but how far away are we?
So yeah, exactly. So I think the plan is now we're going to basically race down the mountain and go back and chill at the van because kind of don't want to be here now.
Yeah, snakes have scared us a little bit.
Yeah.
Put us on edge. I think it's getting stressed with the fence in the way.
Yeah, they can't properly play, can they?
Trying.
Aww. Oh, kitty. Are we in Bondi?
What are we doing in Bondi? In the eastern suburbs? Next to this pizzeria.
Hi everybody.
Hi guys.
So just a little update for you. We had the last 4 nights at Lake Como. It was an absolutely stunning spot, parked right on the lake with the mountain views behind. It was just incredible, and we didn't want to leave. It was a very sad moment leaving.
But we had to because we ran out of water and the toilet was full, so yeah, we had to go.
Needs must. So we're just currently making our way across to Venice. We found a campsite which is sort of a 20-minute train ride out of Venice, and we can leave the van there, which is safely and secure, which is good for us.
And so we just thought, as we were driving, we thought we'd stop around Lake Garda. This is where we are at the minute, and we've just come for some lunch in a place called
Punta Grove Bistro Cafe.
That's the one. And we got a pizza each, which was, it was delicious, wasn't it? It was so good.
Proper authentic Italian pizza.
And Rich got a beer and I got a Prosecco, which I haven't had in a while, so that was good.
It was a little celebratory meal, so it was actually anniversary yesterday.
Yeah,
so
1 year married.
1 year hitched. So we thought we'd treat ourselves to a nice little sit down meal. Enjoy our anniversary.
So yeah, we've just come for a little wander after lunch, just around the stunning Lake Garda. The clouds are leaving us now, and we can finally start seeing some mountains. So very pretty over there.
Yeah, it's been a bit stormy all morning, so it's not looked very nice, but finally some blue skies coming out.
And then last night we ended up staying in a place called Lake Iso. It was quite far up in the mountains actually, and we got a little bit scared of bears because I think they're around that region.
It's a really single track road, which was all windy windy, and getting the van up there was a bit of a struggle, but it was worth it once we got there because the views were just absolutely stunning of Lake Iso. So we're going to hang around here for a couple more hours because the next campsite that we've got, we don't check until 7, which gives us 24 hours till 7 p.m. tomorrow to explore Venice.
The campsite that we're staying at tonight is about 400 metres away from the train station, and yeah, that's what we'll be getting tomorrow morning at about 6 a.m. to Venice. So early start.
So yeah, I'm just going to go back to the van now, finish uploading our YouTube video, the van tour. So from future us, if you haven't seen it already, go and check it out.
You better go watch.
And subscribe.
Narrow streets and dusty roads I've lingered on for far too many years. myself through my fears.
So we decided to go for it and enjoy Venice on a gondola.
So it's €80 for 30 minutes, which is pretty steep, but
When
it's
in
one of
Venice.
them. Yeah, and like I don't know if we're going to be here again, so.
I think you got to do it. It's a big tourist trap, but I think it's one of the things you just got to do.
And it's very cool, very nice and relaxed. He's now found a little spot and he's lying down.
It's half an hour for €80, or you could do 40 minutes for €100. So either or, but I think 100's pushing it a little bit.
I mean, 80's pushing it, but.
Yeah.
Take me out to roam the world again. Take me out to roam the world. I was just a kid, but I was spending time with older company.
So we wouldn't wait in line for St Mark's Basilica, but we would wait 10 minutes in line for an ice cream at Suso's.
Oh, it's so good though, so good.
And we've got a very little one as well, didn't we, mate? Enjoy the ice cream, mate? It's everywhere, isn't it?
Soar through the air. I'll take you with me from this place of despair. Take me out to roam the world again. Take me.
So there's some amazing mountains hiding behind the clouds. So we can't see them.
Could be rain.
I'll give it points for being atmospheric.
Yeah, it's very moody, isn't it?
It would just be better to see without the rain. Just saying to Rich, it looks very Jurassic Parky. Very dinosaur-y.
You want to tell them what you just told me?
So I just said, don't you think it's mad to think that it's raining for us now, driving through like the Dolomites, and years ago when the world was very, very different and there was dinosaurs walking around, it would have rained back then as well. I don't know, it was just weird that it was raining here and then it was the same concept for the dinosaurs. You just think it's a completely different world when there was still rain.
That's my wife.
That's what I think about. Anyway.
Roam the world. Take me out to roam the.
So it seems the Italians are very brave drivers.
Rain, stupid.
So we've just been driving along, it's absolutely pouring it down with rain in the Dolomites. So we're heading just a little bit further north to get to a campsite an hour up from where we've been. So we're driving along they're quite windy roads, aren't they? It's not like they're straight.
Just single carriage lane,
But with
single lane roads.
quite a lot of bends. Anyway, we've just had a lorry overtake us. We're going the speed limit, because guaranteed if we were speeding, we'd be pulled over by the police. So yeah, we've had a lorry getting right up behind us, took us over literally on a bend with cars coming towards it, and then two other cars straight afterwards like went across as well, didn't they?
Near
Just
misses, but the
nuts.
traffic the other way. It's absolutely stupid.
Not the man you want to be behind. If you know, you know.
I like that.
So we've made it up so high that we've gotten into the snow, which we weren't really expecting it, were we?
No, it's a bit of a Christmas wonderland, isn't it?
It's so pretty. So we're driving through the most amazing little winter wonderland, aren't we?
Yeah, we're travelling more north into the Dolomites, getting near the Austrian border. I think we're going to end up crossing that tomorrow.
Yeah, I reckon so. So we're heading up to a little park. Well, it's either going to be a free one or there's one right next to it, which is it €5 for a night, or you've got to go in and like eat something from the little inn that's there. So either way, might be nice to go and like have a little cozy night somewhere. And
Fire and a pint.
yeah. So yeah, we're just currently driving all through the snow.
You two Bowie a bit of a walking phase.
Yeah, we do.
Good walks, the weather just not been good.
It's just not stopped raining for like 2 days straight, and I mean, he's not a massive fan of the rain. He'll do it, but he doesn't love it that much, does he? It's so pretty. It just sucks that it's so misty. We were saying if there was just a little bit of wind and it could clear it all, we'd be able to see the mountains.
It's literally just the rain just hovering over us.
So I said to Rich, we'll just think of this as like the research trip, and then we're coming back in a few months, and hopefully it'll be clear and we'll be able to see it.
Fingers crossed. We only want a 2-day explore, don't we?
Yeah.
That's what we want.
I think longer, but it's just so pretty. So yeah, 2 days straight of rain. I think it's forecast basically like 2 weeks of rain, which is actually meant to be unusual for around the Dolomites, well, just northern parts in general. Yeah, I think April's meant to be the bad, obviously like rainy one, and then May's meant to actually have cleared up, but not this year. But I said at least the plants are getting watered and animals can have a nice drink, so.
Look after nature.
Yeah, there you go. Stop off quickly because, well, we just had to. It's so pretty. Snow right here. I've got my slides on.
Prepared for the weather, you learn?
Yeah. It is kind of sleeting as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, this was a surprise and a bit of a treat. We weren't expecting the snow, and it's bloody cold.
Yeah, it's dropped temperature, must be about 10 degrees. So we're driving up towards Italian-Austrian border. So we've just driven through a place called Cortina, which actually held the Olympics back in 1956, something like that.
Yeah, and they're due to be held there again in 2026. So yeah, very cool.
We saw an old ski ramp, the one where they launch off and fly like a flying squirrel, basically.
Like an Eddie the Eagle.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of
Yeah,
ramp.
Eddie the Eagle. But the ramp was all
Battered, wasn't
rotted, yeah, battered, just destroyed basically. So if they're reusing that, then they're going to need to retouch it up a little bit. New coat of paint or something at least.
Oh, but it's such a cute little area, and we've just pulled up to this lake here called Durance Lake, which I've had tagged on my like places to see for a little while, so I didn't even realise we'd be coming past it.
It's just such a shame that the weather is what it is when we're here, and it's not sunny and picturesque like we've seen other pictures of.
So we've been driving past like, this is what you could be seeing, and it's
Yeah.
stunning. It's so pretty. And
Yeah.
we're near, I think it's called the Three Sisters or something like that. I'll have to have a look. But I mean, we're going to come back here so we can explain properly whenever we come back. But yeah, it's a viewpoint of 3 massive mountains next to each other, and it just looks insane.
But it's still amazing though. I mean, even with the snow and the mist, and still all moody and atmospheric, and it's really nice.
So yeah, I think we'll have, 10 more minutes here, and then we'll
Carry on, yeah,
Very
driving.
cool.
So we've got to our new park up. It's a really nice spot. It's in the woods. There's a big waterfall next to it, the river running down, everything, and there's views. But fortunately, with the weather. It's been a bit, well, there's views, but unfortunately with the weather, can't see anything. It's just too misty and foggy and rainy. But never mind. Now I'll come up this path, quite high, quite up the track, and I come across this statue. And I assume it's a religious thing with a nun. I don't quite know who it's supposed to be, but I imagine that, yeah, there's water running from it. I imagine you take a drink from the sacred hand and, I don't know, your wishes come true or something, I don't know. Here she is. Wife has made it. Yeah, do you want a drink at the holy hand?
Can you?
I imagine you put your hand up, face under it and have a swag. And your wishes will come true. Yeah. Gonna keep going up?
No. It's knackering. It was a lot steeper than I thought.
Nice. What's your wish? Is that a wish?
So I've just been walking up around this forest and we've come across a church. Very like natural church. Very cool. So it's got statues and it's got a crypt. Are you gonna go down and see?
I've been down, it's just... Unless there's a crypt, right, I think a crypt like a morgue.
Not a morgue, it's like a resting place. It's like in Game of Thrones where all the Winterfell dead people are. Oh, okay, so there's no, well, there might be dead people in here, but it's very quiet, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This would be a great place for a sauna.
Yeah.
There's another Jesus thing there. And whatever this means. Cool though, isn't it?
So yeah, the church itself, it's not a traditional looking church, was it? It was old style stone with big timber roof, and it looked nice, didn't it? Nice.
It was very like Gothic. It was, it reminded me of, you know, like the Addams Family kind of roof.
Oh yeah.
And inside it had sort of like tree stumps for little chairs, didn't it? It wasn't just like, not the altar, what was it called?
Pews. Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like a little chilled vibe. Come if you want to pray. There was a little candle section you could light, pay 50 cents for a donation, and
I really liked that little vibe as a church.
Yeah.
And then it had a little crypt as well, which turns out it wasn't what we thought. And
we
like,
thought it was a morgue.
Yeah, like dead people in there. It was, well, we thought it was like the crypt of Winterfell, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But no, it was just sort of a bit of stone down there, not coffins.
It was the second room, wasn't it, effectively?
Yeah, basically, with another Jesus statue.
Oh, there she goes. Hey!
Oh, it's really yellow.
Yeah, it's a really cool church.
If I was religious, I'd go to that church.
Yeah. It looked like a really nice area as well, because as well as the church and how clean it was and well maintained and kept, just further down the track there was a little toilet block as well.
Yeah, very thoughtful.
So rather than folks squatting in the bushes, they built a toilet block, and it's very helpful for folk, isn't it?
That's like a key point of the trip.
Well, it's a nice gesture, nice thought, isn't it?
It is, yeah, very sweet.
So whether people come here on a Sunday and have like a full service up here, we don't know, but yeah, it's just a nice little...
I think people come from all over, honestly. There was a little guest book I was reading through, and there seemed to be what looked like it was just from this month. It was one book already, nearly a quarter or a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So people come and leave their little notes, and it's in a nice setting as well, between all the trees and the mountains and the river and the waterfall. It's
That's
just,
what I mean, it's very natural.
yeah, it's a nice area rather than in the middle of town or something like that. But yeah, it's really cool.
And obviously you can now see we're in our hats and like loads of layers because
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't feel that cold now, but it's because we walked up the hill. But yeah, it's really quite chilly now, isn't it? You can see our breath as we're speaking.
It's definitely dropped as we've gotten further north into, well, the more mountainy ranges. Did all that filming around the lake, which was all snowy and everything, and then we drove through a tunnel about 10 minutes away. It was just nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
It's like this.
Green.
Yeah. One side of the mountain got snow, one side of the mountain.
But yeah, it's such a pretty little place this. We've just been down to the waterfall as well. And
Lauren got scared of bears.
well, yeah, because it's a bear area. It's not a stupid thing to be afraid of in the Alps. I don't think.
Just gotta go.
I felt better the fact there was a church up there because obviously a lot of people must come up here, so
The bears like to pray as well.
prey on poor folk like us.
Yeah. We're the prey. Right, let's go and get some dinner. Chilly time. So just a few little facts for you about where we're staying. So the name of the waterfall is the Rhinebeck waterfall.
And it was formed between 15 to 20,000 years ago by glaciers from the Ice Age. And the reason we think it's so religious around here is that on the first waterfall there's actually a formation, like a rock formation of Jesus' head. So that's, I think, why there's a church been built up here, because it's such like a religious, naturally formed kind of place.
I'd say so. I'd say it's a bit of a religious hotspot.
Yeah.
There we go. A few little facts for you. Go and learn.
Come on, baby, have a drink.
Oh my child, I know you're hurt and you can't let go. It's not your fault and you don't deserve all the bad and the hurt.